A terrifying secret has just leaked from the palace walls. A royal wife has been tracked to the forbidden forest of Okunkun-Ayé, a place where humans lose their shadows and light refuses to shine. It has turned the tables on gospel, threatening to expose a vicious ritual that could lead to an immediate royal exit. Is the pregnancy real, or is it a product of the dark forest? A royal wife caught in the forest of no return? If you think you've heard it all, you better hold your chest because the ground is about to open. You are watching Crown Gist, the only place where we unmask the shadows and serve the truth raw. If you haven't subscribed yet, you are watching the movie from outside the theater. Hit that button now and join the Crown Gist friends and families to stay ahead of the game. My Crown Gist friends and families, let us begin this deep dive into a darkness that is deeper than any well. The atmosphere in the palace has shifted from mere jealousy to a radioactive war of spiritual dominance. For months, the air has been thick with the news of Gospel's pregnancy. Every day the rumors fly. She's pregnant today, she is not pregnant tomorrow. But there is one reason why this confusion has persisted. The sacred palace deity has remained silent. In our tradition, when a royal wife carries a seed, a particular bell must ring. A sign must be given by the ancestors. For Gospel, that bell has been as silent as a graveyard. Frustrated and feeling marginalized, Gospel did the unthinkable. She packed her bags and left the palace without the traditional honoring out ritual. She has been looking for sympathizers, trying to tell the world that she is being mistreated, but her biggest mistake was attacking it. Gospel began to spread a fiasco of a rumor, claiming that it is manipulating a guru master and an Ifa priest inside the palace to block the deity from recognizing her pregnancy. She accused it of playing spiritual politics to keep her away from the great lion's favor. But it, who we all know has turned a new leaf regarding the jewel, was waiting in the shadows with a vicious comeback. It didn't just deny the accusation, it dropped a bomb that has left Gospel vibrating with absolute terror. It looked at Gospel and asked one question that chilled the marrow of everyone listening. What were you doing in the forest of Okunkun-Ayé? My Crown Gist friends and families, let me explain the intensity of that question. Ìgbó Ajàlá is not just a forest, it is a settlement far beyond the reach of tarred roads, hidden in a place where the sun seems to avoid. They say it was once a prosperous town until a blood covenant was broken, and now the forest has swallowed a land. It's a place where no bird sings after sunset and no dog barks at night. Strangers who wander there without an invitation are said to lose their shadows before the first light of dawn. At the very heart of this darkness lives a man feared by even the most powerful herbalists, Okunkun-Ayé, the Prince of Darkness. This man's history is radioactive. He was born during a total solar eclipse. His mother died at the moment of his birth without shedding a single drop of blood. At age 7, he vanished into the forest for 9 years, only to return greeting elders by their secret names no human could have taught him. People do not go to this man for healing or blessings. No, they go to him when their prayers have bounced back, when they want to turn a rival's protection into a punishment, and when they want blood to answer blood. It revealed that Gospel was tracked to the divine shrine. The suspect is killing the palace. What was a royal wife doing with a man who specializes in calling dreams into reality and breaking spiritual covers placed by churches and mosques? It warned Gospel, if I begin to open my mouth about what you traded in that forest, the great lion will throw you away like shade. You will be pushed out of this palace like you were never here.
Gospel is in a state of total disbelief. She thought her midnight trip to the forest of no return was a secret. She didn't know that in this palace, eyes are everywhere. She is vibrating because she knows that if the king hears about her connection to the Prince of Darkness, no amount of excuses will save her. It told her clearly, I have turned a new leaf for the jewel because her grace is too heavy. But for you, I will chop you like nothing. Mind your business before I finish you. The curiosity is now burning. Did Gospel go to the forest to buy a pregnancy that the ancestors refused to give her? Or did she go there to plan to wahala against the jewel's upcoming wedding? The bloodline loyalty network is shaking because one of their own has been caught in a vicious web of dark desperation.
African Nigerian guest friends and families. The air is getting thinner and the wahala is getting heavier. We are moving into the heart of this dark mystery, and what I'm about to tell you will make you realize that the palace is currently sitting on a spiritual volcano. If the first part made your heart race, this second part will make you realize that some people are ready to dance with the devil just to keep a title. As Gospel stood there, vibrating under the weight of the question about the Òkùnkùn-Ayé forest, the intensity of the moment was like a physical heat. You see, the Prince of Darkness is not a man you visit for fun. Reports say that when you enter his settlement, the first thing you notice is the silence. A silence so deep it feels like you are underwater. Gospel allegedly went there in the middle of the night, disguised in a way she thought nobody would recognize. But she forgot that in the world of high-level palace politics, there is no such thing as a secret. The unfiltered gist is that Gospel is desperate. The palace deity has refused to validate her pregnancy because the ancestors do not recognize what is not pure. To fix this, she allegedly sought out the man who walks where light refuses to go. The Prince of Darkness specializes in something called the spiritual mimicry. He can allegedly make a lie look like a truth for a short time. Was Gospel trying to buy a sign? Was she trying to force the sacred bells of the palace to ring through dark incantations? My crown gives friends and families. This is the radioactive truth that ED is threatening to expose. It didn't just stop at the question. She gave Gospel a vivid description of what she saw. She described the blood oath ceremony that happens at the center of that forest, where the placenta of the Prince of Darkness is buried under that ancient Iroko tree. She told Gospel, I know about the exchange. I know what you promised to give if your pregnancy is finally accepted by the elders. This is not just a fiasco of words. This is a case of a royal wife allegedly trying to trade a secret for a crown. The emotion on Gospel's face was a mixture of pure horror and vicious anger. She thought she was the one playing the game by accusing ED of manipulating the Guru Master. She wanted to make ED look like the villain who was blocking an innocent pregnant woman. But ED has been playing a much deeper game. ED has been monitoring Gospel's bloodline loyalty network and found the link to the Ìgbó Ajàlá forest. Why is this happening now? Because the Great Lion's church wedding to the jewel is the ultimate threat. Gospel knows that once that wedding happens, her influence and the influence of her supporters is finished. She needs that pregnancy to be her immunity card. Without it, she's just another wife in the palace that is moving forward without her. So she went to the one place where court cases fail and enemies refuse to fall. The Prince of Darkness allegedly told her that for her wish to come true, something else must be. My crown gives friends and families. The curiosity is burning. What was that something else? Was it the health of Dr. Sapphire? Was it the peace of the jewel? The wahala is at the moment Gospel stepped back into the palace from that forest, the atmosphere changed. People started feeling heavy around her. The palace guard who was awoken by the shaking tree. Could it be that the tree was reacting to the dark energy Gospel brought back from the Prince of Darkness? ED told her plainly, stay away from me. Do not try to take advantage of the fact that I turned a new leaf. I didn't turn a new leaf because I am weak. I turned it because I am wise. But for you, I have enough ammo to make sure the world forgets your name. The suspense is so thick you can't taste it. Gospel is currently hiding in her quarters trying to figure out how ED found out about the forest. Was there a spy? Did the Prince of Darkness himself leak the information? Or did Gospel's own shadow betray her in a place where her shadows are stolen?
While Gospel was still reeling from the shock of its confrontation, the palace security, who are now on high alert after the shaking tree incident, decided to do a coded sweep. The unfiltered truth is that Gospel didn't just come back from the forest with a heavy heart, she allegedly came back with a heavy bag. My Crown Gist friends and families, reports are flying that as she tried to sneak her belongings back into her quarters, a small, oddly shaped wooden box fell out of her luggage. When the guards picked it up, they didn't see jewelry or gold. They saw something that made their blood run cold. Inside that box was a piece of the Iroko tree from the Ìgbó Ajàlá forest, wrapped in a cloth that was stained with a dark, suspicious substance. But that wasn't the most terrifying part. Tied to the wood was a small piece of paper with the name of a royal wife written on it in reverse. The suspense is killing everyone. Was that name Dr. Sapphire's, or was it the jewels? This discovery has turned the Wahala into a full-blown palace crisis. You see, in the world of Baba Kunagala, a piece of that sacred Iroko tree is used to anchor a curse. It means that wherever that wood is kept, the darkness of the forest will follow. Gospel was allegedly trying to plant that armor inside the palace to create a spiritual bridge between the Prince of Darkness and the king's household. She wanted to bring the no bird sink energy into the place where the great lion sleeps. It, knowing exactly what Gospel had done, didn't hold back. She told the people around her, Gospel thinks she can play with fire and not get burnt. She went to a man who greets elders by their secret names, thinking she could hide her own name from the truth. The emotion in the palace is raw. Some of the maids are refusing to go near Gospel's quarters, fearing they might lose their shadows, just like the strangers in the forest. But let's look at the pregnancy angle again. Why go to such vicious lengths? Because the great lion is a man of tradition. He told his wives that only a blessed pregnancy would be celebrated with the full royal rites. By seeking help from a man born during the solar eclipse, Gospel was allegedly trying to counterfeit a blessing. She wanted to force the spiritual bells to ring, even if it meant using radioactive dark energy to do it. Gospel is currently trapped in a web of her own making. She tried to accuse it of manipulating the guru master, but now she is the one caught with an item from a settlement swallowed by a spirit. The bloodline loyalty network is silent. Even her most loyal supporters are pulling back because in the palace, everyone knows that you don't bring the darkness of Boagala home. It is a fiasco of the highest order. The great lion has reportedly called for a secret meeting of the high priest. He wants to know if the immunity he removed from the troublemakers is enough to stop what Gospel brought back. The curiosity is, if the wood was meant to anchor a curse, who was the target? The king has become vicious in his protection of the jewels' upcoming wedding. He has made it clear that anyone trying to use dark forest politics to stop the walk down the aisle will be mashed like yam. Gospel is still in total disbelief. She's asking herself, who saw me? How did it know the name of the man who walks where light refuses to go? She doesn't realize that when you deal with a man whose mother died without bleeding, the price of the secret is often the secret itself.
The final confrontation happened behind closed doors, but the echoes reached every corner of the palace. When the great lion saw that piece of Iroko wood from the forbidden forest, his eyes reportedly turned red with a vicious anger. He didn't use grammar. He summoned Gospel and placed that wooden box on the table between them. The suspense in that room was enough to stop a heart. He asked her one direct question. Do you want to remain a wife, or do you want to become a memory in this palace? The intensity of the moment broke Gospel down. The unfiltered truth is that she didn't just cry, she fell to her knees in a total fiasco of emotions. She realized that the bloodline loyalty network couldn't protect her from a king who knows her darkest secrets. She allegedly confessed that the pressure of the pregnancy and the upcoming wedding of the jewel drove her to the edge. She admitted that she went to Baba Okuagala because she felt marginalized and wanted a power that could rival the jewel's grace. But here is the radioactive part. Gospel reportedly confessed that the name written in reverse on that paper wasn't just one person, it was a list of everyone supporting the Great Lion's new direction, including Dr. Sapphire and the jewel. She wanted to lock their voices so they couldn't influence the king anymore. My Crown Gist friends and families, the evil was planned to be total. She wanted to turn the palace into a place where no birds sing, just like the Ìgbó Ajàlá forest. The great lion's reaction was direct and final. He told her, you went to seek a man who walks where light refuses to go. So from now on, you will walk in the shadows of this palace. Reports are saying that Gospel has been placed on a total spiritual and physical quarantine. She's not allowed to participate in any royal rituals, and the honoring out ceremony for her pregnancy has been officially cancelled until the truth comes out of her womb. As for Atinkeye 8, she has solidified her position as the eye of the palace. By exposing Gospel's trip to the Prince of Darkness, she has shown the king that she is the one truly protecting the crown now. The vicious irony is that Gospel tried to frame it as the manipulator, but it was Gospel who was caught dancing with the Prince of Shadows. The curiosity about the pregnancy remains. If it was bought from a man born during a solar eclipse, what kind of child would it be? The palace elders are vibrating with worry, and some are saying that the Wara Gospel brought back is the reason why the palace bells have remained stubbornly silent. You cannot force the ancestors to bless what was cooked in the forest of darkness. Dr. Sapphire and the jewel have remained gidigwa in their faith. They have forgiven, but they have not forgotten. The bloodline loyalty network is in shambles, and Ebony is reportedly keeping her business from Gospel, fearing that the radioactive backfire will reach her too. The lesson here is simple. When you try to use darkness to fight light, you end up losing your own shadow. Please keep in mind, my Crown Gaze friends and families, that all this information is based on alleged rumors and unverified deeds making the rounds on social media. None of this has been officially confirmed by the palace yet, so do not take it as fact. It is strictly social media gossip for now. We only bring you the unfiltered ammo as it drops.